Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts episode 365. My name is Dan, and I shall be your host today once again. So, cheers to you all. And of all the channels out there that come in view, thank you for choosing this one here. Cheers. Before we start off, if you do like this type of content, please like and subscribe, tell your friends, hit the little thumbs up and little bell to be notified when I publish new content like this. So, I got this idea for this episode, man, a few months ago, and an album just came in the mail today. I just for props and another episode. So I'm like, finally, I can do this one here because I got the props for it. So this episode here is based on band names that are based on actual people, but the actual people are not in the band. Like you can't, for an example, let's say King Diamond. Well, it's based on somebody, but King Diamond is in the band. Okay, you understand what I mean there? So it has to be somebody that's actually, it has to be based on an actual person. So I didn't put like I wanted to, but I didn't after all. But like Lucifer the band, based on the devil and all that. Not an actual person. Well, depends who you ask there. But I didn't put those ones here. Or there was one that was Little Caesar, and it's based on a character in a gangster in a or bank robber in a movie or something like that. There, so it has to be an actual person. Okay, so first one here. So here's an example. I don't have any of said band. And this actually comes from my friend. I didn't even bother to check. He just told me about it. So apparently the band Buckcherry is actually based on Chuck Berry, the Johnny B. Good guy there. So I was like, what? Like it was in front of me all this time, and I didn't even notice. Mind you, I didn't check if his story is true or not. So you tell me in the comments if my friend Steph is full of shit. Okay, I got something in my eye there. It's just bugging me. But anyway, try to get through this episode here. All right, so this is an alphabetical order. So now you know how it works here. So, first one here is I'm going to go with Disneyland After Dark, who later renamed their band DAD because of Walt Disney. This is based on Disney World, Disneyland, Disney. I kind of stretching a little bit for this one, but it's still based on that one name. So based on Walt Disney, who created Disneyland and Disney World. So there you go. I was actually only this year that I ever figure out, by the way, side note tangent, that Disneyland LA means it's in LA, and then Disney World OR means it's in Orlando. I was like, all this time I was just trying to figure out which one's which. I'm like, man, it's in the friggin' letters of the name. So anyway, dumb tangent there. Next up, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Who is this based on? Actually, Frank Sinatra when he moved from Las Vegas to Hollywood. And then apparently it was a headline in a newspaper or whatever that Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And of course, this, what was their big hit there? Sit back, relax. Is that them? My uncle gave me this here, so I don't even remember. The fuck was on this? Of course, you don't even have the names of the songs anywhere. Yeah, this makes no sense. Anyway, I think it's them. Listen to it once to make sure it works. It works. So yeah, Frankie Goes to Hollywood based on Frank Sinatra. And there's a lot of these albums that I one main reason was like a lot of these, well, three-quarters of these albums I've never even shown on this channel. Like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And of course, this next one here, which actually, well, it's because it arrived in the mail today. So, Jethro Tull. So, Jethro Tull is not somebody in the band, but it's based on a 18th century agriculturist. Wow. But anyway, yeah. Aqualung, and of course, somebody wanted me to do a album review on this album here, so I got it for that reason too, and of course for this episode today. So, and of course, I had no Jethro Tull, and this one has 3 songs. I know, I'm like, might as well be this one. So, Jethro Tull, based on an 18th century agriculturist. Next up, I've shown this album many times on my channel. You'll see why in a few. Legs Diamond. Legs Diamond is based on a 1920s gangster. So, sure, yeah, these are going to be a little bit nicknames. A lot of them you'll see it's got to be the same theme there, like a gangster, like so you'll see there. But yeah, Legs Diamond is based on a 1920s gangster, but it was his nickname that was, popular. So his name as a gangster was Legs Diamond. That wasn't his real name, obviously, there. Well, I hope. Next up, this one here, Lizzie Borden, is based on the actual axe murderer. So there's an axe murderer called Lizzie Borden. And of course, there's an Alice Cooper song on From the Inside, which there was a world crazy Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. So there's that. And my friend Pascal has a band. Pascal, if you comment I'm trying to remember what band that was, but you had told me that there's a band that did Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks, but then that band added, and then she saw what she had done. She gave her father 41, something like that. So yeah, Lizzie Borden based on an axe murderer of the same name. Okay, next up here. Okay, this one here. So, this Lynyrd Skynyrd. So, obviously, it's a misspell. It should be like Leonard Skynyrd or Skinner or something like that. But they changed all the lyrics, not the lyrics, the letters to Lynyrd, Lynyrd Skynyrd. Anyway, so Lynyrd Skynyrd is based on a school teacher, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and oh my God, I forgot it upstairs. Anyway, there's an album from Alan Sherman, My Dad the Nut, My Son the Nut, and it's based on a school teacher, and of course Lynyrd Skynyrd, which apparently his name as the school teacher was Lynyrd Skynyrd, but it's also based on a sketch by Alan Sherman. Oh my God, I'll put the picture right here of Alan Sherman. I have that album upstairs. It's been in my family since I was probably 4 or 5. But yeah, Lynyrd Skynyrd based on a school teacher called Lynyrd Skynyrd. There you go. This one I actually found pretty effing funny. So, the Melvins. So, the Melvins, the name is based on a guy called Melvin who worked when these guys had jobs at a supermarket. There was this annoying guy that all 3 band members, or original band members, I should say, worked with. He was friggin' annoying. His name was Melvin. And then when it was time to make a band, they suggested Melvins based on that. I don't know if he was a grocery clerk or whatever, but he worked at a supermarket. And he was very annoying as fuck, apparently. So yeah, that's who this name is based off of. Melvin from the supermarket. Nobody knows his name. All right. Molly Hatchet. See all these albums I've never shown here before. So this name, the name Molly Hatchet, is based on an axe murderess. Her nickname was Hatchet Molly. Her real name was Abigail. So, of course, her nickname, I guess in the press or whatever, was called Hatchet Molly. So they just decided to invert it and call their band Molly Hatchet, but based on Hatchet Molly, real name Abigail, which was another axe murderer. That was one, two, that's two of them here. And axe murderers or gangsters, there you go. That was popular for band names, huh? So Molly Hatchet, Hatchet Molly. Next one here. This is a French band, but this album's in English. So the band is called Offenbach. The name of their band is based on a French composer called Jacques Offenbach. Well, there you go. That's all I have regarding this one here. So, Offenbach, based on French composer Jacques Offenbach. This is basically one of the more popular Quebec French bands in the 70s there. So Offenbach, there you go. It's another one. Okay, this one here. So I'm going to go with Pink Floyd. So Pink Floyd, the name is actually based on two people. So it's based on American blues musicians Pink Anderson and Floyd Council. So taking Pink Anderson and Floyd Council, just getting rid of the last names. Now you got Pink Floyd. So that's who Sid Barrett, I believe, chose the name. Yeah, it's based on American blues musicians Pink Anderson and Floyd Council to make Pink Floyd. All right, next up here I got three more. So this one here, Pretty Boy Floyd. This is the Canadian version. So it's where the hell did I write? There we go. It's an American bank robber. So his nickname, like what was it? Pretty Boy Floyd. Legs Diamond was a gangster. This guy here is a American bank robber. And same thing with, again, I had Little Caesar, but that's a bank robber or a gangster character in a movie. That's why I didn't put him here. Has to be a real person. So yeah, this is a just an American bank robber back in the early 1900s. So Pretty Boy Floyd, and not to be mixed. Well, they probably based it on the same person there. This is the Canadian version. There's also this version here where it was really glammed up, and that's to me where glam or hair metal went wrong. And which I have it upstairs. I have to go check. I was reading up on it. So on the Karate Kid Part 3, the American version of Pretty Boy Floyd is on the Karate Kid Part 3 because I bought it because of a Winger song. Apparently, if you read the credits correctly, because of these guys having their name first, they didn't last too long. So Pretty Boy Floyd, that we know, went on. But yeah, during the Karate Kid Part 3, apparently it's called PBF. So PBF as opposed to Pretty Boy Floyd, the American version. So I gotta go check that after to see if I have that version upstairs. But yeah, this is actually pretty expensive to find. I got it pretty cheap because of this here. The cover is record plays great there. But yeah, Pretty Boy Floyd, an American bank robber. Next up, we have Supertramp, which is based off of Your Mom. And can't believe I did that joke there, but whatever. Last one, Tesla, based on inventor Nikola Tesla. So I believe that's him right there. There's the big they based their career basically around Nikola Tesla anyway, with their second album being called The Great Radio Controversy, where it's like, who invented the radio, Marconi or Tesla or blah blah. According to this band, well, Tesla is the real inventor. So Tesla, based on inventor Nikola Tesla. And that is what I have in my collection regarding bands that have names based, well, the band names are based on someone that actually existed. So, your job, folks, viewers, are there any that I'm missing? Any that I omitted? Some maybe I just didn't realize. I didn't check my CDs now that I look at me, I have CDs. Anyway, let me know if I forgot some or if I just don't own it. But again, the rule is the band name must be based on a real person, and that real person is not part of said band. So, like Max Webster, that was one, and I actually looked it up, and it was a mix of Max, but then was it MAC apostrophe S, and then that band, not Fleetwood Mac, I don't think so there. No, they didn't even exist back in 73, or did they? Anyway, whatever. But then Max, MAC apostrophe S, something Max did a song called Letter to Webster, or Song for Webster, and they took Max and then Webster and put them. See, I thought it was just somebody that they took their name just like random through a phone book or something like that there. So I guess technically could be based on somebody, but yeah, I chose not to put that one. So anyway, let me know in the comments. Do you have any suggestions? Ones that I don't own, or just one maybe I forgot. And anyway, on that note, thank you guys for watching, and we shall see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye bye.